Hey guys, welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Bruce and today I want to answer 20 questions for all of the beginners out there in World of Tanks. If you're interested in more reviews and gameplay, go to YouTube and search for World of Tanks with Bruce to get all of my videos, or click on the subscribe button. In addition to this, you can now also support me on Patreon, so feel free to follow this link and become a patron. And now let's go. World of Tanks is a massive game in which players have to learn a lot in order to get to the point from where playing this game actually makes fun. At the very beginning, almost everybody is overwhelmed by all the features. This is why I made this video, to help you out. I'm not going to concentrate on gameplay this time, but I will instead answer 20 questions which are very important for beginners and in fact frequently asked. Now, if you're not a beginner, this video might not be the one for you because you might already know all the answers to those questions. However, if you have just started playing World of Tanks, then you should definitely watch this video. No matter how experienced you are, later on in the video, I will tell you how to win a free premium tank. So make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. And now let's get started. Alright, so let's start with the first question. So first question is, what is the best sequence for consumables? As you can see, I play with the manual consumables, so with the small one, which is not as expensive as the large one. So I play with manual fire extinguisher on slot number 4, then with the small repair kit on slot number 5, and then with the small first aid kit on number 6, slot number 6. And why do I do this? Well, first of all, as I'm using the manual fire extinguisher, I want to have access to it as quickly as possible because time is very crucial if your tank is set up on fire. So if you press 2 times 4, this will, or if I press the 4, then this will activate my fire extinguisher, and the 4 key is closest to where your hand usually is situated on the keyboard. So this is why I use manual fire extinguisher on slot number 4. Now I use the manual repair kit on slot number 5 because in this case I have to press 5, the key number 5, 2 times in order to repair my tracks, and repairing tracks is also crucial in World of Tanks, so you don't want to lose time repairing your tracks. Now then, obviously the only way I can do it is I set up the small first aid kit on slot number 6, and then I have to press 6 and 4 to repair the driver, which is also time critical. So if you're using a automatic fire extinguisher, which you can do, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just more expensive than using a manual fire extinguisher, then you should consider to putting the repair kit, sorry, not the repair kit, but the first aid kit on slot number 4 and your fire extinguisher on slot number 6, because then you can easily get access to the driver, to repairing the driver, because then you only have to press the 4 key 2 times, and that's the most time efficient way to repair your driver. Next question is, does it make sense to use premium consumables? And I would say, oh yes, it definitely makes sense. Now, why do I always play without premium consumables? So why do I play with those small equipment? Well, the reason is simply because I want to sell the premium consumables that I receive during games and so on and so forth for credits, because I'm for the most part a free-to-play player and I simply want to get additional income with selling my premium equipment. But besides that, if you have enough credits in your garage, or if you simply want to, you know, more often than not play your premium tanks, then yes, you have an advantage with premium consumables, because not only will you get the same benefits. For example, if you have a large first aid kit, then this heals all of your injured crew members. If you have a large repair kit, then this repairs all of the destroyed modules. Whereas in my setup, I can only repair one module at a time, and I can also only repair or only heal one crew member at a time. Plus the automatic fire extinguisher obviously does not have any delay, plus it gives you a bonus, so you will not be set up on fire as quickly as with the manual fire extinguisher. Question number 3 is, do you have to pay for all the ammunition and consumables that you carry with you? This might be a stupid question for all of you who are playing World of Tanks now for quite some time, but in fact I honestly thought that you would have to pay for all the consumables and all the ammunition that you are carrying with you, no matter how much you use it, or how often you use it. But this is wrong. You only have to pay for the ammunition and also for the consumables if you activate or use them in the game. So this is another benefit or another advantage for playing with premium consumables, because you have to pay for it, for the increased price, only once, and or not only once, but only if you use it. So keep that in mind. Also, when I started playing World of Tanks, I thought that premium ammunition would cost money or would cost credits anyways, and so I did not play with it, I did not use it, but that is completely wrong. So you only have to pay for ammunition and consumables if you use it in the game. Another frequently asked question is, what is the best tier for me as a beginner or as an advanced player? Well, in my opinion, tier 5 and 6 is very good for beginners. You get lots of premium tanks starting at, well, actually on any tier nowadays, but most of the premium tanks can be found on tier 8, then also on tier 6. So this is why tier 6 is a good tier for beginners and for players who are not that, let's say, advanced. But tier 5 is good as well. The advantage of tier 5 is that you will only see tier 6 and tier 7 tanks, but never ever tier 8 tanks. And some tier 8 tanks, like the WoT, for example, are so strong that they can even be considered as being a tier 9 tank. And so I recommend tier 5 and tier 6 for beginners. Now, if you want to make money, if you want to make credits, then obviously take out a premium tank, and the higher the premium tank or the higher the tier of the premium tank, the more credits you make. So in this case, I would recommend to play tier 8. Now, the sweet spot in World of Tanks so far is tier 9, because World of Tanks does have the +-2 matchmaking, and so with playing tier 9 you can be top tier even in a tier 7 game, but you will never ever be low tier, at least not really, because yes, you can be in a tier 10 match, but this is only one tier higher, and most of the time the tier 9 tanks already have the firepower of the tier 10 tanks. So this is why I would play tier 9 for all the advanced players. It's just the most fun in World of Tanks. Now tier 10 is difficult because you will most likely play against tier 10 or tier 9 tanks. You will not make too many credits, at least not without a premium account. But the good thing is you can earn bonds with playing tier 10 tanks, so this is an advantage on tier 10. Question number 5 is, what is the best tank class for me to play? Well, that absolutely depends on your preferences. I just want to say that playing a medium tank gives you most flexibility in World of Tanks, and you will have more influence on the game with the medium tank or with the light tank than compared to at least the tank destroyer, but maybe also to a heavy tank, and obviously also certainly to artillery. So my recommendation is play medium tanks, play light tanks. Light tanks do have an advantage at lower tiers and mid tiers. I made a dedicated video about it, so feel free to check it out. But besides that, yeah, just play the tank class that you personally prefer. Now, another frequently asked question is, what are the best beginner tech trees and especially when I start to play World of Tanks. So here also I made a dedicated video about it, which I would firmly recommend for you to watch it. There are lots of good tech trees, but in my opinion there are quite some beginner friendly tech trees as well, but yeah, I just want to give you the advice. Watch the video that I made about it, and all of your questions will be covered. Plus, I made quite some videos about tech trees, so feel free to check them out. Now, another question is, do I need camouflage on all of my tanks? Well, first of all, on light tanks, absolutely, because you want to play the vision game, and this is also to a high degree the case if you're playing medium tanks. Now, it's not the case if you are playing heavy tanks, but in general, I would say try to get camouflage on every tank in World of Tanks. Now, you see me playing the T-49 here, and as you can see, I only put camouflage on the hull, and this is the only thing which counts. So you can leave the gun without camouflage and also the turret, because the only way in which you get a bonus on your camo value is if you put camouflage on the hull. And keep in mind, it's camouflage, it's not paint. So you see my turret painted in black. Now, if I had the hull painted in black without camouflage, then I would not have the bonus. So keep that in mind. Question number 8 is, can I have an influence on RNG? Well, the answer is clearly no, you cannot. But make sure your frames per second are constantly on high level, and also that your internet connection is good, i.e. that you have a low ping which has no jumps. Remember, this is World of Tanks is after all an ego shooter, and you depend on no lag in the game. And so while you don't have an while you can influence RNG, you can certainly influence your gaming experience when it comes to lags, or to, let's say, on the other hand, to a stable internet connection. So keep that in mind. Also, make sure that your computer is suited for the game. Alright, then does it make sense to play Frontline is a frequently asked question. Well, if we talk specifically about Frontline, I think yes, Frontline makes sense. Frontline is, in my opinion, a decent game mode, because you can make tons of credits with Frontline. Plus, it's a game mode where you only have, well, basically plus minus zero matchmaking, so it's a tier 8 game mode in which you will never be low tier, so it is very enjoyable. And if you have 2 to 3 premium tanks, you can make decent amount of credits, as I just said. Now, I would highly recommend to only play Frontline if you have 2 to 3 tier 8 tanks. You don't need to have premium tanks necessarily, but obviously you can boost your credit income with premium tanks. Alright, another question which might be interesting for beginners is, can I have an influence on the matchmaking, i.e. use a preferred tank class or preferred tank to not be low tier all the time? And yeah, the answer is just like with the RNG question. No, you cannot. You have no influence on the matchmaker. However, you can play tier 9 tanks, as I just said, which are never really low tier because they can only be in a tier 10 game. Plus, you can play tanks with preferential matchmaking. So, for example, the Super Pershing. In this case, you will only need tier 9 tanks and tier 7 tanks, because the matchmaking of tanks with preferential matchmaking is only +-1 instead of the regular +-2. So, either play tanks with preferential matchmaking or go to tier 9. Now, question number 11 is, does it make sense to grind as many tanks as at the same time as possible? I would say no. In my opinion, you should concentrate on 2, maybe 3 tanks at a time. Yes, you get +2 or ×2 bonus on your XP for your first victory of the day. However, you should, in my opinion, not play too many tanks with different play styles. Instead, I would recommend that you yeah, only play, let's say, 2 to 3 tanks which you are grinding, and maybe also tanks which have a comparable playstyle. This makes it easier for you to grind a vehicle and to really learn how the vehicle should be played. So this is my tip for you right here. Question number 12 is, should I play every game mode which is available? In my opinion, no. As a beginner, you should concentrate on standard game mode, and deselect encounter, assault, and grand battles. If you are then more advanced, then go ahead and reselect those game modes. If you want to get more diversity into your game, feel free to play other game modes like Recon, Steel Hunter, or Frontline, and all the rest, as you can see here. But at the very beginning, I would recommend to concentrate on the standard game, and in order to get to learn all the different maps in a standard way, which makes your life much easier at the beginning. Another frequently asked question is, should I use a new crew for every new tank when I advance in the tech tree? And the answer here is clearly no. Latest from tier 4 onwards, you should use the same crew for every tank throughout the tech tree on your way to your tier 10 tank. Only then will you be able to build up a good crew, which is absolutely necessary for higher tiers. From tier 5 onwards, you should have at least one skill by 100%. On tier 8, you should definitely be working on your third skill. In tier 9 and tier 10, you should be working on your fourth and fifth skill to be competitive. Now, how does it work? You have to retrain the crew. So you set the crew to the next tank, and then you have to retrain the crew for the current vehicle. And here I recommend to spend credits, not gold, for retraining the crew. If you have enough gold, feel free. This gives you the 100% bonus. But my recommendation for you as a free-to-play player is to use credits to retrain the crew. Yes, you have to then get the crew back to 100% before you will advance, further advance in the respective skills your crew is currently working on. But that's just how it is as a free-to-play player. You just have a slight disadvantage. Another question is, when should I use standard and premium and HE ammunition? Well, the answer is, for the most part, you should and you can use standard ammunition as long as the tanks that you are facing have weak spots. You can use standard ammunition, which deals the same amount of damage in general as the premium ammunition, but is much cheaper. Now, on the other hand, when it is necessary to not only destroy another tank, but let's say to not get killed or to win a flank, to, you know, have an influence on the outcome of the game, then I would recommend to use premium ammunition, even if it is expensive. Obviously it makes sense to use HE. Now keep in mind, after the rework of the HE penetration mechanics, chances are that you might not do any damage, because nowadays if you do not penetrate with your HE ammunition, you don't make any damage or almost no damage. And also keep in mind that there are special parts of the armor profile of enemy tanks which cannot be penetrated, and which will kind of soak up your penetration of the HE shell that you are firing. So for example, spaced armor like tracks, for example, then several tanks have additional spaced armor. So if you shoot with HE and you hit this kind of armor, then most likely you will not make any damage. So use your ammunition wisely. On tanks which have paper thin armor like the Gorilla, for example, go ahead and use HE. But for the most part, what you want to use is standard ammunition. Now question number 15 is, should I buy a premium tank? Well, yes, if you have enough money, obviously there's nothing wrong with buying a premium tank. I recommend this over buying days of premium account, because your premium account will your premium tank will never leave your garage. However, you can also get a premium tank in the bond shop. This is something that you should keep in mind. So if you have enough bonds, just go to the bond shop. Plus, using a premium tank for accelerated crew training is not as important anymore as it used to be, because nowadays there are crew books in the game. So all in all, first of all, I would choose a premium tank over days of premium account, at least if you are a beginner and if you don't have too many premium tanks. But then again, I would choose a good premium tank, one which is relatively strong, because nowadays with the crew books you don't have to select the respective premium tank of the respective nation of the crew that you want to train. Yeah, another question is, can I get free stuff or bonuses as a free-to-play player in World of Tanks? The answer is absolutely yes. Use your daily missions where you can get all kinds of bonuses. So all kinds of equipments and even days of premium account. Then there are all kinds of missions, other missions. So I recommend for you to check out the World of Tanks news page, which tells you what is going on at the time. Then you can use the Battle Pass event. You get also all kind of bonuses. So, but only keep in mind that the Battle Pass has to be activated. And the third thing is, try to accomplish campaigns. In those campaigns, you can accomplish missions which also have to be selected for your light tanks, for medium tanks, and basically for all tank classes. And you can also get bonuses like additional credits, plus you will get a free bonus tank at the end after you have completed one campaign. So I can highly recommend to also play campaigns. Now keep in mind the tanks which you get from campaigns are not premium tanks. Those tanks are so-called I think bonus tanks, so you can put every crew in those tanks, but you will not get additional credits by playing those tanks. Now another question is, how can I earn credits as soon as possible in World of Tanks? And in my opinion, in general, you need a premium tank, you need days of premium account, and you need to select credit booster. Now I made a dedicated video about it, so check out this video. And in this video I explain everything you need to know in order to earn credits as soon as possible. A little spoiler right here, Frontline is a pretty decent game mode if you want to make credits. Now question number 18 is, should I use bonds to buy premium tanks in the bond store, or should I buy bond equipment? And in my opinion, for new players, I would recommend to go with let's say 2 to 3 premium tanks before buying bond equipment. Then keep in mind, in order to actually improve your bond equipment, you have to purchase it, and you have to spend a lot of credits. I think it's 1 million or so to get to the next level of your equipment. So this is very, very important. So I would go with premium tanks first, and thereafter buy equipment. Now keep in mind, or what I would recommend is the T26E5. This tank is currently in the bond store, and in my opinion it is the strongest premium tank currently in the bond store. Next question is, how can I get free gold in World of Tanks? And yes, first of all, you can get free gold. First possibility is to join a clan and take part at clan events. For taking part at those events, or if you take part successfully at those events with your clan can earn gold, which can be then distributed from or by the clan leader to clan members. Second, and in my opinion much easier possibility, is take part at tournaments. Most of the time, even the unsuccessful tournament participants will earn gold by playing tournaments. So, and there are all kinds of tournaments, tier 6, 1v1s, tier 8, 2v2s, 4v4s, and so on and so forth. So take part at tournaments, maybe in a 1v1, And yeah, with this you can make free gold in World of Tanks. And the last question, and of course the most important question, is Bruce, should I subscribe to your channel? And the answer is absolutely yes. In fact, besides subscribing to my channel, you should also write a comment in the comment section in every video, and also hit the like button on every video, because this really helps me out. So yeah, please feel free to subscribe. Sorry if this video was good help for you, and don't miss my other videos that I made. If you like the channel, please write some comments, feel free to hit the like button, and after all, subscribe to my channel. This would really help me out. And yeah, now I see you next time. Hope this video was great help for you. At the beginning of this video, I promised that you will have the possibility to win a premium tank. First of all, I will explain everything you need to know in the video description, so make sure you read all the terms and conditions down below. This is very important because the chance to win a tank will have a time limit. All you need to do is to write a comment in the comment section down below with your in-game name and the server you are playing on. From now on until the day when we reach the magical step of 1,000 subscribers, you will have the chance to participate. Once we hit 1k subscribers, the chance will be gone. So the sooner we hit 1k subscribers, the bigger the chance is for you to win a tank. So hurry up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now this also means that we have to hit 1,000 subscribers to make sure you hit the subscribe button. In order to give everybody a chance, independent of the player region, I will not buy the premium tank for you, but I will sponsor it. So you can buy it on your own, but in the end it will be completely free for you. Once again, read the video description for all the detailed information. Alright guys, that was it for today with another guide for beginners. I hope I could help you out, and you will, after having watched this video, have an easier entry into the huge world of tanks. Please let me know if you like this video or maybe not, and please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time in another World of Tanks video.